Hi. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing this evening? It's Kelowna here, and I'm so excited to come and share the Aroma Freedom Technique with you. So, hi Serena. I'll give you guys a minute to jump in. Any friends that you have in the group, you can tag them below so that they know that we are live and ready to go. Hi Debbie, how are you? Yay! Hi! So happy you guys are here. Hi Luann. This is so fun. Some of you may have been to my house before because I like to teach a lot of classes in person, and because of our current uncertain situation right now with the health crisis, we are all confined to our homes, right? So I figured we can still hang out together and we can still learn and we can still do some self-care. And I would just love to spend a little time with you guys this evening sharing this technique. Oh, you can't hear? Let me see. Can anyone else who's watching hear me? Serena says she can't hear. I don't know if that's something on my end or on your end. Tell me if that helps. I don't know if changing the volume on my phone would help you hear Serena, but let me know if you guys can hear me. Just like say, yeah, I can hear you, or give me a thumbs up or something. Okay, you can hear me, Ashley. Yay, Ashley's here. Yay. So a lot of you, oh good, you can hear too, Debbie. Okay, I'm sorry if you can't hear Serena. Okay, Luann, you can hear too. I hope you figure it out, Serena, so you can hear, but I'm grateful that the rest of you can hear. Thanks, guys. So when you come in, just say hello, maybe share in the comments if you have ever heard of the Aroma Freedom Technique before, or if you have, maybe you've already experienced it, or maybe it's your first time. It'd be fun to hear who has done it before and who hasn't. I hope the connection is okay. It sounds like one person can't see it. So I don't know, sometimes that's something on our end and sometimes it's something on your end, but it looks like I have a good connection. So I'm gonna keep going. So the Aroma Freedom Technique is so special to me and near and dear to my heart because, as a lot of you know, my passion, one of my passions in working with Young Living essential oils is how they work with us on the emotional level. And once I started learning about the emotional connection between, the connection between our emotions and our physical body, and how we can directly affect how we feel physically when we take a look at our emotions and our feelings, that was life-changing for me. And so it's something that I was very passionate about, and a lot of you have come to releasing emotional patterns classes, or just using the oils with emotions, and done some classes with me or with other people, or studied that yourselves. So when I heard about the Aroma Freedom Technique a few years ago, I was a little bit skeptical because I was like, well, I already have a couple ways that I use the oils in working with emotions. How could this be different or better? And it just so happened that Dr. Benjamin Purkis, who developed the Aroma Freedom Technique, he's a psychologist, he was coming to Carlsbad, where I live, to teach a training. And I was like, okay, I have to do the training. And you don't have to go through a training to use the technique. You could literally he has like little books on his website, aromafreedom.com or drpurkis.com, and you could order a little book with the 12 steps that I'm going to take you through tonight, and you can literally use it on yourselves. You can teach it to your friends and family. The certification he developed for people who are practitioners or people who want to go out and get paid for like sessions. And I'm not doing that, but I wanted to learn like as much about it as possible, and I wanted to learn from him. And since he was coming to Carlsbad, I felt like it was a really good opportunity. So I had the experience of doing some training in person, and then we continued the rest of the training online. So it was 2 days, all day in person with a small group, and then we continued it over the next several months online. So I kind of got this like into this deep dive learning about the Aroma Freedom Technique and using it on myself and using it on others. and it was so powerful. It's so simple. It's so simple. It uses oils from your starter kit and a few others if you have them, and if you don't, it's okay. You can use what you have. And I go back to it time and time again for myself and for my family and for my friends and just people who are interested in achieving goals or intentions. So the first step to this technique, which maybe if you guys saw my first post, you might have already done. And if you haven't, you can do it now. But the first step is to think about a goal or an intention that you have. And it's best to pick something that's very difficult or sounds hard for you, because the harder the goal or the intention, the better we're going to be at kind of breaking through the blocks that might be holding you back from getting there. And that's why he developed this technique. So take a minute now if you need to. Hopefully you have a pen and a journal or a piece of paper. And the three main oils that you'll need are frankincense, stress away, and lavender. And if you have them combined already, that's fine. And if not, no problem. But hopefully you have those things. And if you already wrote down your goal, just comment below. This is going to be interactive, where I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'll want to hear where you're at so that I know whether it's time to move on or whether I should wait and give you more time. So for whoever's here, and I know some people will be coming back and watching the replay, and that's amazing. You can hashtag replay and comment right along, and I'll come back and answer questions and stuff like that later. So let me know if you have your goal already or when you have it. So if you want to take a minute, write down your goal, your intention, something you're working toward. It could be something in your personal life. Sometimes people, whatever you're working on in your personal life. Or it could be something related to your work or your business, maybe something with your relationship or your health. But choosing something and writing that down now, and then when you have it written down, you can share if you want to share like what your goal is, or you can just say, I got it. I have my goal, I have my intention. And one thing that makes it harder, your goal or your intention, is sometimes attaching a date to it or a specific number. So for example, if someone's goal was having to do with weight loss, maybe they would say how much weight they want to lose and by when. And that makes it a little more difficult, and that gives you something to work with as we work through the technique. Hey, Cody. Hi, Janelle. Janelle, you have your goal. Debbie says she has her goal. Awesome. So hopefully you guys have your goal or your intention written down. If you need more time, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna move on. Kim, you've set your intention. Awesome. So I'm just gonna give you a second. If anyone needs more time, let me know, and I will wait. Okay. All right. Looks like a lot of people have their goal. Awesome. Good job. Okay, that's the first step. So next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna rate your goal on a scale from 0 to 10. So you're going to give your goal or your intention a number. 0 means that feels impossible to you. And 10 means it's already done, like it's easy. So if you're already at a 10, you need to make your goal harder so you actually have something to work with, because you want to have something that's going to bring up some blocks that have been preventing you from reaching that goal. So once you have your number, why don't you tell us what your number is, or you can say, I got it. So rating your goal, how possible that is on a scale from 0 to 10, that goal will come to pass. And then tell us your number once you've written that down. Okay, we got a 5. Awesome. Thank you, Luann. Debbie Burns has a 5. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. Ashley, 3. Okay, cool. Janelle, 1. Very good, very good. Got it. Okay, cool. Callie, hi, Callie. 3. Kim's at a 6. Okay, nice job. So when you read your goal out loud, when you look down at your goal or your intention that you just wrote down and you read it out loud, what is the first negative thought that comes up that tells you why you can't do that, why you can't achieve that? So it could be you're not smart enough, you don't know what you're doing, or you're too lazy, or you're just listening to that little negative voice inside your head that's telling you why you can't achieve it. And once you hear that negative voice, you can either tell us what it's saying, or you can just say, I got it. So the nice thing about the Aroma Freedom Technique is the facilitator doesn't necessarily need to know exactly what you are thinking in order for it to work. This is an internal process for you. Sometimes it's fun to share in the comments to give people ideas or just to give feedback, but it's not necessary what the exact thought is. So once you have that negative thought, whatever it says, you could either share it or just say, I got it, and then I'll know we're ready. All right, so there's a little negative voice that just said something of why that goal can't happen. When you listen to that negative voice, just identify how that makes you feel. And you're gonna wanna come up with one word of how that makes you feel when you listen to your negative voice. So some feeling words might be angry, or sad, or disappointed. Fill in the blank. But the feeling word of how that makes you feel is definitely going to be one very specific feeling word. And when you have your feeling word, let me know that you got that too. Or you could even type your word in if you want to type in what you're feeling when you listen to that little pesky negative voice. Sad. Another sad. Uneasy. You guys are doing great. Another sad. Constricted, overwhelmed. Good job, guys. So the next step is going to be tuning in to where do you feel that feeling in your body. So when you listen to that negative voice, how does it make you feel? And then where do you feel that in your body? So it could be in your head, or in your throat, or in your heart, maybe in your belly. It could be anywhere, but tune in for a moment and see where you feel that constricted or sad or overwhelmed or uneasy feeling, or whatever other feeling that you might be feeling. And with the Aroma Freedom Technique, the way it works is it's working with the subconscious, so it's instant. So it's like before you can even consciously think about it, it's that first thing that comes up. Throat, stomach, good, nice job. So you're tuning in to where in your body you feel that feeling, and you can just share either the place or that you got it. Gut, chest, throat, and heart. All right, you guys are getting it. Okay, so now that you have the feeling and you have the place in your body where you feel it, allow yourself to drift back to an earlier time where you felt the same way. So you may want to just close your eyes for a moment and drift back to an earlier time, either recently or a long time ago, where you had the same feeling in the same place in your body. And usually it's like a snapshot or a movie, like a little memory, something pops up. So once you have that association between another time in your life where you felt the same way, in the same place in your body, let us know in the comments by just saying, I got it. Okay, Debbie says she got it. And if you're watching later, or you need to come back later, you can always pause it if one of these steps is taking you a little bit more time, because when we do this in a group and when I can't see your faces, if I'm not hearing from you in the chat, I don't know exactly where you're at. So I'm holding space for you. I'm doing my best, and I look forward to hearing you kind of chime in. Okay, so lots of you say you got it. You got your memory, the connection between the thought and the feeling in your body, and the place, feeling in the place in your body. Okay, so now that you got that memory, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab what's called the memory release blend. So I have my frankincense, stress away, and lavender equal parts combined in a 15 milliliter bottle. If you don't have yours combined, it's fine. You're gonna get a drop each of frankincense, stress away, and lavender. And this is called the memory release blend. So get a drop of that once you have that memory that came up for you. And once you get your drop or drops, you're just gonna swirl it around clockwise with your peace fingers like we do. Rub your hands together and go ahead and close your eyes, cup your hands over your nose, and start to take some deep breaths of that memory release blend. So you're breathing that memory release blend into the memory that just came up for you, into that place in your body, into the feeling, into that negative thought that came up around why you can't achieve the goal. So you're just breathing that oil into everything that just came up for you. And notice what happens to the memory as you continue taking deep breaths. Notice what happens to the feeling and the place in your body. And just allowing whatever feelings start to surface just to pass through you as you smell the oil. Just riding the wave of emotion. If the feelings start to intensify, just knowing that no wave lasts forever. Continue breathing the oil, noticing what happens to the image or the memory and what happens in your body. And once you feel a shift or you feel complete with the process for now, you can lower your hands and open your eyes. And you're going to look down at your goal and you're going to reread your goal or read it out loud to yourself. And you're going to give your goal or your intention a new number on a scale from 0 to 10 again. 0 being not possible, 10 being it's easy, it's already done. What number are you at now? And when you have that number, go ahead and type in the first number from before we did this and type in right next to it the number that you have right now. So whatever number you started with, how possible it was for you to achieve your goal or your intention, and how possible, what number it's at right now. Okay, a 5 to a 7. Nice. 6, 4. So sometimes the number goes down, it feels less possible. And Dr. Perkis says if that happens, if it feels less possible, then you're just getting closer to the heart of whatever block is holding you back from achieving that. So a lot of people's numbers are moving up. Debbie stayed the same. We got 5, 5, 3, 4, 5, 8, 2, 3. Nice. So whatever is happening for you is exactly what's supposed to happen. I didn't mention that one of the supplies sometimes to bring with you is a Kleenex, because sometimes during the process of breathing the oil, there is some emotion release. So if that happened, that's completely normal. And if it didn't, that's normal too. So wherever you're at, I'm holding space for you and you're doing a good job. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the process again. So now that you've reread your goal and you've given it a new number, what does the negative thought say? What does that negative voice say that tells you why you can't achieve it? And just listening in for that negative voice. And once you have it, you can either type in what it's saying or you can say, I got it. Yes, Janelle, that blend does smell lovely, doesn't it? Frankincense, stress away, and lavender. Who knew, right? It's so good. It's so good in the diffuser too. Got it? Okay, so listening to that little negative voice. What's it saying now? When you read your goal, if you're not at a 10 out of 10, then there's usually a negative voice saying whatever about why you can't achieve it. So I see one person say they got it. Got it. Okay. So when you hear that negative voice, whatever it's saying, how does that make you feel? And where do you feel that feeling in your body? So again, you're looking for one of those feeling words. Fearful, angry, disappointed. You can do it. Saying I need to try harder. Okay. Got it. Heart. Good. So you have the feeling, how that negative voice, whatever it's saying, is making you feel, and the place in your body where you're feeling it. Anxious. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. Going to close your eyes for a moment and drift back to an earlier time, either recently or long ago, when you felt the same way, when you had the same feeling in the same place in your body, and just see what comes up for you. Looking for an image, a snapshot, a memory. Might seem totally unrelated. Just notice what comes up for you, and when you have it, you can say, I got it. Okay. So drifting back to that earlier time where you felt the same way in the same place in your body. Looking for a memory or an image, a little snapshot. Nice. See some of you saying that you got it. So for this round, if you only have the premium starter kit, you're going to continue using that same memory release blend, the frankincense, stress away, and lavender. You might even still have some on your hands. You might not need any more, but if you want to get more, you can. And if you happen to have the other oils that I mentioned above, for this round, you can grab Inner Child. And you're going to allow a drop of Inner Child to fall into your hand. Swirl with your peace fingers to activate the oil to your energy. Rub your hands together and then close your eyes, cup your hands over your nose, and start to take some deep breaths of whichever oil you're using into the memory or the image that just came up for you. Breathing that oil into the memory or the image, into the feeling, and into the place in your body where you are feeling that. And just notice what starts to happen as you do that. See what happens to the image, see what happens to the feeling in your body. Noticing if the image starts to shift or change. Maybe you feel a lightening or a softening, some relief or something changing. Maybe noticing just some light breaking through the memory. And continue taking nice deep breaths of the oil from your hands until you feel a shift. Noticing if any new beliefs start to emerge. And once you're complete with the process and you open your eyes, look back down at your goal, read it out loud to yourself, and rate it on a scale from 0 to 10. How possible it is that you could achieve that goal or that intention that you wrote down. And once you have your new number, and usually it comes like that, it's not really something we're like thinking about, it just comes through right away because we're working with that subconscious mind. And then you'll type in all three numbers, the number from before we started, the number from last round, and the number that you just got. So we can see the progression of where everybody is at. Five, 7, 9, 4. What were you at before, Janelle? Were you at a 1? 1, and then maybe a 2 or a 3? 5, 5, 7, 8, 10, 10. Nice. 3, 5, 5. Good. 5, 8, 9. Cool. So typically when we get into kind of the higher numbers like 8, 9, 10, we'll shift into the next step. But since we're doing it in a group and some people are still on the, oh, there you go, Janelle, 1, 2, 4. Okay, good to know. Wherever you're at right now is fine and perfect and awesome. We're going to do another round for the people who are still kind of in the lower numbers, and then we'll move on to the next step. So reading your goal out loud, you gave it a new number. When you look at your goal now, what does that, if there is a negative voice, what is it saying of why you can't achieve it, or why that, you know, how likely it is that that goal is going to come to pass? So when you listen to that negative voice, see if it's still there, and if it is, what is it saying? You can either type in the comments so we can see what the negative voice is saying, or whatever you're hearing, or you can just say that you got it, and we're going to go through the same steps. So as soon as you hear that negative voice, how does it make you feel? And once you have the feeling, where is that feeling in your body? So the negative voice still says it's going to be difficult. Yes. Okay. Nice. You guys are doing great. So when you hear your negative voice, how does it make you feel? And where do you feel it in your body? Go ahead and tell us in the comments. Not enough time. Got it. Got it. So once you've made that connection to how it makes you feel, where you're feeling it in your body, we're going to close our eyes for a moment and just drift back to an earlier time where we felt the same way. So when did you have that same feeling in the same place in your body. And it could be something recently or something from a super long time ago. Might not even feel connected. And you're looking for an image, a memory, a snapshot. And once you have that memory or that image of when you felt the same way in the same place in your body, let me know. Sadness in my throat, tension at my side, temples, belly not as intense. So once you have the memory, let me know, that's connected with the feeling and the thought. Feel totally connected to this memory 18 months ago. Yep, sometimes that happens. So for this round, we're going to use, if you have it, the blend release. And if you don't have release, use what you have. You could just use the memory release blend again. That's totally fine. It'll still work. Super effective. If you have release, you can allow a drop of that blend to fall into your hand. Take your peace fingers, swirl it clockwise. Rub your hands together. Close your eyes, cup your hands over your nose, and start to take some nice deep breaths, breathing that oil into the memory that just came up for you. Breathing that oil into the memory or the image, into the feeling that came up for you, and into the place in your body, and just see what you notice. As you breathe the oil into the memory, notice if any new beliefs start to emerge, or if there's any light starting to break through the memory. Maybe the memory starts to shift or fade, and some new ideas are starting to emerge. Maybe like a creative idea. And whenever you feel complete with the process, you've felt a softening or a lightening or a shift, or maybe you just feel complete, you can open your eyes and reread your goal or your intention that you wrote down at the beginning, and you'll give it a new number. So rating it on a scale from 0 to 10, rating how likely it seems that this goal will come to pass. And once you have your number, write it down and give us all 4. So the first number from the beginning, the 2 from the last few rounds, and then wherever you're at now, so we can see where everybody is at. Five, 5, 7, 9, very cool. 5, 7, 9, 10. Nice. 1, 2, 4, 5. And if there's anything in particular that happened for you during that process and you want to share it in the comments, it's kind of fun if you feel like sharing it. Or feel free to send me a message, like a private message later, like if you're just excited or you had something happen or you want to share. I'm always curious to see what people's experiences are, because when we're sitting in a room together, you can see tears or laughter or joy, or people want to chime in and share their story, but I can't see your faces. So if you have something that you'd like to share, it would be fun if you want to share it. So, okay, 389 4689 5899 3558. Awesome. So we're ready to move on to the next step. And the next step of this technique is really fun. You get to write down an affirmation for yourself that encompasses the new beliefs that you wish to instill. So maybe during that process of breathing those oils and having some shifts and some new ideas come in, you might have gotten some even specific words or some inspiration. And this affirmation is for you. It's very personal, based on whatever just, happened for you. It's connected with your goal, but it might be different. It might be, maybe you feel more hopeful that you can achieve that goal. So it's in the present tense. So it is, when you write an affirmation, it is in this present tense. So you say things like I am, I now, and it's all positive. So I now feel like I can do it, or, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but a very healing process. It's a perfect time to do this while I have time to work on me. Yes, this is a great time. Thank you guys for joining and working on yourselves and sharing in the comments. It's helpful for me to see where everybody's at. So take a moment and write down your affirmation. And if you need guidance or help, or you have questions about writing your affirmation, just let me know and I could give you ideas or suggestions. So here's a couple of affirmation ideas. I'm organized and efficient. I can do anything I set my mind to. I stay on top of my most important tasks and deadlines. I choose who I spend my time and energy with. Present tense, positive, to the point, short, sweet. Take your time. And once you have your, oh yay, Luann says, I am powerful and confident, humble and kind. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So when you have it, I am worthy, you can share what your affirmation is, or you can share in the comments that you got it. So I know when you're ready to move on, because we're going to do something fun next. It's all fun though, right? This is the best part. I know when I'm writing my affirmation, sometimes I write it and then I cross it out and I change it. I cross it out and I rewrite it. So take your time until it feels just right. I believe in myself and my abilities. I am tenacious. Listen to you guys. Love it. Love it. Love it. You do you. Got it? Okay, great. So we're gonna stand up in a moment, or you can stand up now, and my face might go out of view, so I'm gonna stay sitting for a minute, but we're gonna stand up for this next part, and we are going to get into what is called a power pose. So if you've done this before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then I will share with you what a power pose is. It is a position that you put your body in that makes you feel strong, confident, powerful, loved, supported. And it's an important part of the process because we're going to stand in this power pose while you're going to stand in your power pose while you recite your own affirmation that you just wrote for yourself, while we take some deep breaths of an oil of your choice. If you have transformation oil, that's one oil that you could use. If you don't have transformation oil, then you can choose something else that you brought with you or that you feel drawn to. So in a moment, we'll each get a drop of transformation. We'll rub it around, take some deep breaths of it, and then you're going to stand up in your power pose. Now, a power pose could be something like Wonder Woman with your hands, kind of on your hips. It could be something where you're standing with your arms kind of up like this. It could be whatever you feel, whatever feels powerful to you. Or sometimes it feels powerful to do something nurturing, like placing your hands on your body. So whatever feels like the right power pose for you, get into your power pose. We're gonna get a drop of your oil. So transformation, for me, since that's what I have here. Take your peace fingers, swirl your transformation or whatever other oil you are using. And I'm gonna move my little meditation pillow. It's sitting on the floor, so we're standing up. See if I can tilt my camera without losing it. Okay, here we go. So we're standing up. Take some deep breaths of your oil. And you're gonna get into your power pose, whatever your power pose is, and start reading your affirmation out loud to yourself for 2 minutes. And I'm gonna keep track of the time. So you're reading your affirmation out loud while you're standing in your power pose. And if you're in a position where your arms start to feel tired after 30 seconds or a minute, of course, you can bring your hands back down, cup your hands over your nose, take some deep breaths of the oil, and then get right back into your power pose, whatever it is, and continue saying out loud your affirmation. You guys are doing great. I wish we could hear each other right now. When we're in a big room doing this together, it gets really loud. So I'm pretending I can hear all of you saying your affirmations confidently out loud in your power poses. Two minutes feels like a long time. You're doing good. Keep going. Taking a break every once in a while from your power pose. If you need to, cupping your hands and taking some deep breaths of that transformation oil. And then getting right back into it. Saying your affirmation that you just wrote down for yourself out loud. You did it. Nice job. All right. Good job, good job. So now that you have written your affirmation, stood in your power pose and said it out loud, you might have a couple action steps that come to mind right now that will help you to reach that goal that you wrote down. So if you have something that comes to mind right now, an action step, like 1, 2, or 3 simple things that you could do to help you reach your goal or your intention that you set, go ahead and write those down now. Let's take a moment and write down whatever comes to mind that would help you to achieve that goal. And for anybody who's just hopping on right now, hello and welcome. You can definitely hang out right now, but you'll definitely want to go back and watch from the beginning so you can do the whole Aroma Freedom technique process from the beginning. It's a lot of fun, and I want everybody to have a chance to do it. So if you have those 1, 2, or 3 action steps that come to mind, you can jot those down. And then I would love, love, love to hear one word that describes how you feel right now after doing the Aroma Freedom technique. Ah, Debbie, you're so sweet. I'm blessed to be in this group. Tears in my eyes. I'm grateful for you. I'm blessed you're in the group. Lighter, Debbie, nice. Enthused. I can feel some of your energy. Nice, open, confident, empowered, passionate, Cool. Love this. I love this too. So positive, great, awesome. So hopeful, nice. Lighter, good. I love this, you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for taking the time out of your evening to do something special for yourself and give yourself this gift of breaking through whatever blocks. Sometimes we don't even know what they are or what they were that were preventing you from having what you want to help you feel happier in your life and more confident. And you know, it's such a simple technique. It seems very simple, but it works very deep and on many different levels. And so remember to be gentle with yourself, drink extra water, and you have a little bit of homework that's going to help you further this process for you, deepen this practice, make it more impactful, help you to achieve your goals and intentions. And what the homework is that last portion that we just did, standing in your power pose and saying your affirmation that you wrote for yourself out loud while breathing transformation or whatever oil you used for that part. So you're going to do that for 2 minutes, 2 times a day for the next 3 days. So write that down. 2 minutes, 2 times a day for the next 3 days. At least, you can do it for longer if you want, but at least the next 3 days. So keep your oil that you were using for that last part by your, I will put it, like this is literally my nightstand, my bed is right here. I will keep whatever oil I'm working with right here. I have a lot of oils up there and a lot of oils in my box, but whatever oil I'm working with, or oils, a lot of times that's filled with a lot of oils. I cleaned it up for you guys before I started. But keep it by you, like on your bathroom counter or near your bed or wherever you'll remember to do that 2 times a day. It's easiest probably to do it when you wake up and right before you go to bed, but whenever you think of it, it's going to help you to instill whatever those beliefs are that you wrote down in that affirmation. And then after that 3 days is up, you could either continue doing it, or maybe you want to come back to this video. It's live, it's in the group. You could just come back and listen to it again and take yourself through the whole process again. And it might be with the same goal. It might be, maybe your goal changes. Oftentimes, if we picked a very difficult goal, maybe it feels possible right now, but you're still going to need to continue working on it, and maybe different negative thoughts will come up later on, or different feelings, or different things will come up for you. So AFT, the abbreviation for Aroma Freedom Technique, is something that you can just do this one time and you could never do it again, and it will have an impact on you. Like I guess, I don't know, guarantee, but I feel like no matter what just happened for you, it already had an impact, and that impact will continue. And you can continue practicing with the homework, and then you can also have it be something that you regularly come back to whenever you feel stuck, or, you know, sometimes in life you just feel kind of like you're not moving forward, or you're not satisfied, or you're not content either with yourself or your relationships or your work or your purpose, whatever it is. That's when you can go to AFT, and you can be like, gosh, what's my goal right now? What do I want to do? What's holding me back? And you can come back to it over and over and over and continue using it. It's so easy. So you can just listen to the same recording. You could literally go to the website and buy yourself a $12 book, which has a page in it that literally will take you through all the steps that we just did, and you could just read them to yourself. Pretty soon you'll have it memorized, or you could have a friend read it to you. You could have somebody else take you through it, or you could take a friend or family member through it. It's so powerful and it's so easy. And so, you know, one of the things that I feel so passionate about is empowering other people to take charge of their own health. And this is just another way that we can work on ourselves. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to hearing from you. If you want to come back into the comments of this thread, since we were all here and a lot more people will be coming back to watch this later, share how you feel tomorrow. Pay attention to your dreams, and even share how you feel over the next 3 days or the next week, because sometimes things come up for us and it's directly related to the work that you've just done. and it's interesting to stay connected with the people that were here or that are doing this together to see what's happening. So if you want to share, please come back and share. You're welcome, Kathy. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and I will see you all soon. Stay healthy. Bye.